What's up everyone and welcome back to the AG Chelsea TV. Today let's get started with Pochettino urges Chelsea star to understand rules have changed. Chelsea head coach Mauricio Pochettino has urged striker Nicolas Jackson to understand the rules have changed in regards to talking to referees. Jackson, who moved to Stamford Bridge this summer, has picked up a whopping 7 yellow cards in just 12 Premier League appearances this season. He was forced to miss Chelsea's win over Fulham in October after picking up a suspension, and Pochettino wants his player to wise up on the current rules. When you analyze the team, starting 11 or players who come from the bench, there's not too much experience of the Premier League, Pochettino said. We are talking about Jackson. He came from a different league. He needs to understand the rules have changed and where is the limit to talk with the referee, like this, many other players, or players who play less than 1 year. We cannot underestimate the Premier League. The Premier League, you can arrive here, but it is the toughest league. Sometimes, as a team, we need to be more mature to manage situations, and then sometimes, we make a mistake. There are many factors, but these two are principal. You need to learn quickly, if not, you pay for it. Pochettino reveals meeting with Moises Caicedo over form concerns. Chelsea manager Mauricio Pochettino has held a one-on-one meeting with Moises Caicedo before Brighton's visit to Stamford Bridge. The Argentine has conceded the £115 million midfielder, who broke the British transfer record this summer moving from Brighton, has not been at his best for his new club. Caicedo was at the centre of a fierce bidding war between the Blues and Liverpool, but the situation has had a negative impact on the player. With his future uncertain for much of the summer, Caicedo was unable to play or train as he liked during pre-season as he forced through a move, and Pochettino says the player is still adapting to his new club. Before this press conference, he was in my office for 20 minutes, Pochettino told reporters. It is easy because we speak Spanish. It is a subconscious process, and that is a problem. Only in time can you adapt. He added, we had no pre-season with him. We talk about footballers, it is physical and mental, and there is the talent. If you want to express your talent, you need to be clear in your mind and be good in your legs, otherwise, it is not possible to move. Long-haul international flights in September, October, and November have also slowed Caicedo's progress as he traveled across the globe with Ecuador, and even returned late from the most recent international break. Pochettino explained, traveling to South America is tough, 2 or 3 weeks with us, 25 or 30 days, and then away for 10 or 12 days, then, he came back with some issues with his knee. That didn't help. It is not an excuse, it is the reality. We need time. Chelsea DELIVER Nkunku injury latest. Chelsea striker Christopher Nkunku was pictured in training on Friday, raising hopes of a potential debut for his new team against Brighton. The Seagulls travel to Stamford Bridge this Sunday as Mauricio Pochettino looks to rally his side following a dismal defeat at Newcastle last time out. While goals have been an issue for the Blues for much of the season, the likes of Raheem and Cole Palmer hitting form have eased those fears, with the defense now Pochettino's big worry. However, Nkunku being fit and available after injuring his knee in pre-season would prove a huge boost for Chelsea. The £52 million summer signing has been nearing a return to fitness for some time and narrowly missed out on the trip to Newcastle. Pochettino has updated fans after Nkunku was spotted in the team warm-up for training by Sky Sports, with the full session then taking place once the TV cameras were switched off. Club statement said the Frenchman continues to progress with the reconditioning phase of his rehabilitation, suggesting he will not play on the weekend. However, Pochettino said a late fitness test will determine whether Nkunku will be available. Romeo Lavia is also in a race against the clock while he too awaits his long-awaited debut for Chelsea. Ben Chilwell and Wesley Fofana are among the long-term absentees, while Malo Gusto is out. The right-back's return could come at a crucial time with both Reece James and Marc Cucurella suspended for the game against Brighton. Brazilian wonderkid Gabriel Mascado chooses PSG over Blues. Gabriel Mascado has reportedly chosen Paris Saint-Germain over Chelsea as Corinthians have set their asking price for the 18-year-old midfielder. According to Foot Mercato, the Parisians have taken a march over Chelsea in the pursuit of the 18-year-old midfielder, with PSG director Luis Campos set to fly to Brazil to complete the deal, which could potentially cost £21 million. Chelsea have seen a bid of €20 million rejected as Corinthians are ready to sell their prized asset to the highest bidder. Mascado has reportedly set his heart on joining PSG in January, and both clubs want to shake hands as soon as possible. The player believes that the Blues have several options in midfield like Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo, Conor Gallagher, Romeo Lavia, Leslie Ugartew, Carney Chukwuemeka and Andrey Santos, and fears that he might have to struggle for minutes with the London club. Chelsea cannot offer Moscardo a potential loan move as well since they have used up all 7 international loan spots. Hence PSG have now got a free shot to get their hands on the player. Even though they joined the race pretty late, Chelsea are struggling for goals and Mauricio Pochettino might favour an additional striker in January. They are said to be interested in signing Ivan Toney from Brentford but will face stiff competition from Arsenal for the £80 million, $99 million, rated striker. New Chelsea plan for Andrey Santos. Chelsea boss Mauricio Pochettino will work on a new plan for Andrey Santos as he is set to make a quick-fire return to Stamford Bridge, and transfer insider Dean Jones has told GiveMeSport whether another loan move could be on the cards. The Blues allowed the defensive midfielder to join Nottingham Forest for the season during the summer transfer window, having only been included in a matchday squad once and failed to make his debut for the West Londoners. But Santos' time at the City ground has not gone to plan, despite the Tricky Trees struggling for form since spending more than £100 million on reinforcements, and he is preparing to return to his parent club in the coming weeks. Chelsea are preparing to recall Santos when the January window opens for business, according to transfer expert Fabrizio Romano, as they have grown frustrated at his lack of game time since linking up with Forest on a season-long loan. The Italian journalist suggests the Blues have already made the decision after holding discussions behind the scenes, and their stance will only change if the Brazilian, who has been handed just 7 minutes of Premier League action by Tricky Trees chief Steve Cooper, sees his involvement increase before the turn of the year. It is understood that Chelsea ensured a break clause was included in the loan agreement, which can be triggered if Santos fails to make a certain number of appearances, and Pochettino will make a decision on whether to integrate him into his plans or arrange an alternative temporary switch for the second half of the campaign. The West Londoners forked out £18 million when they lured the 19-year-old away from Vasco da Gama in January and were hoping that a spell at Forest would allow him to adjust to the rigours of the Premier League before potentially being handed an opportunity to break into the first team setup at Stamford Bridge next term. And that's the end of this video. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to support me.